Okay, Google, how do you make good YouTube videos? Oh, that's not what I thought at all.
2015, 2025, 2015, 2025, 2015, 2025.
Once we find XX theory. Oh no! No!
Blimey, I've got old, haven't I? This was 10 years ago. This month, the Tech Chap turns 10 years old. Happy anniversary, birthday? I don't know. Anyway, this was my first ever video, and it was a review of this, the LG G3 phone. The most cringy, monotone video you've ever seen.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom, I'm the Tech Chap. I like to test, analyze and review the latest smartphones, tablets and consumer tech.
Shall we see me age in real time?
Hi everyone, my name's Tom, I'm the Tech Chap. Hi guys, my name is Tom and I'm the Tech Chap.
Hey guys, my name is Tom and welcome to the Tech Chap.
Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap. Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap. Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap. I'm Tom the Tech Chap.
Hey guys, this is Tom the Tech Chap on the Tech Chap.
Saf,
Okay.
no, this is my studio.
All right, okay.
Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap and this is me now, 10 years later. I've got a few more greys, especially the beard and the side here, but this has been the most epic 10 years of my life. And it's really all thanks to you guys for watching, for subscribing, for commenting. But it's been crazy, it's completely transformed my life. This has been my full-time job for a few years, and I don't know where I'd be without this channel and without you guys. So I finished university in 2013, did a law degree. I was very excited about that, working in a big skyscraper with a briefcase and a suit. And then I applied to a bunch of jobs. I didn't get any of them. It was one of those ones where there was like 1,000 applicants and maybe there were 4 jobs. I got to like 3rd, 4th stage interviews and then I never got it. This happened 2 or 3 times. I kind of lost just the passion for it. So came back to my dad's house, went back to my old bedroom and didn't really know what to do with my life. You know that guy who was making Flappy Bird? Everyone was saying he was making 50 grand a day or whatever it was. I thought, well, maybe I'll try my hand at coding. But it turns out my brain doesn't really work that way. I'm not very logical, I suppose. So I had no idea what to do with my life. And eventually I picked up my dad's Canon 70D and I made my first video. I was always into tech. I remember the first time me and my brother and my dad built our first PCs. We were always buying PCs every couple of years and upgrading them. And I always wanted the latest phone. I remember going into school one time and my friend Tim had the iPod Touch, I think it was, and it had that kick flip skateboarding game. I thought it was the most incredible thing ever. So I saved up and eventually bought an iPhone 3G, which was my first ever iPhone. Completely blew my mind. And then when I bought the LG G3 phone, I was like, well, maybe I can do a deep dive into all the features, spend like 45 minutes talking about everything. The comments weren't that bad. People were very supportive. I didn't really tell anyone to start with for a while that I was making these YouTube videos. But then the motto really has been this whole time, make each video less shit than the last one, which is a little bit better each time because that's all you can do. You can't wait for perfection. You can't wait to hone your skills. I have no formal training in this. We've all learned how to edit in Premiere Pro, how to shoot, how to script, how to do this. And it's been a lot of fun. But there was always one thing I wanted to do, like a dream goal. And that was, as lame as it sounds, to sit in the audience at an Apple launch, for Steve Jobs to come out and be like, this is the new iPad or MacBook or iPhone. You'd see, 100, 200, 300 journalists in the room, all with their laptops, and there'd be one more thing. And it would be these revolutionary products. And I always wanted, therefore, to be a tech journalist, sit in the audience and see that firsthand. And now I've been 4 or 5 times, had a couple of selfies with my buddy Tim, who a couple of people said maybe looked like my granddad for some reason. And if he's my granddad, then apparently Tony Hawk is my dad.
I'm just trying to think what my favorite Tony Hawk game is. What do you think?
Number 2.
Number 2?
Number 2. Set us up as a franchise and had one of the best soundtracks. That's my answer.
I suppose we could take that.
So I started making videos and I was watching Marquez, I was watching Casey Neistat, a lady called Erica Griffin, who I don't think does this anymore, and I just loved watching YouTube videos. Starting in 2015, I thought I was late to the game. It really felt like that because YouTube had been around for 7 or 8 years. By that point, you know, yesterday would have been better, but today's not too bad either. So obviously this wouldn't be possible without you guys watching and subscribing, but it also wouldn't be possible without my dad, because he, A, let me go back to my bedroom and stay at his house after I left university and didn't get a job. He gave up his office space so I could, his dining room in fact, so I could film some of these videos, trying to avoid his floral curtains and cushions and things and trying to make it look good. And then eventually we upgraded from there to his bedroom. He gave up his bedroom so that I could use that as my office and shoot from there. And I was doing that for maybe a year and a half or so. So Chris, Dad, Pete behind the camera, my brother will attest to this. It wouldn't be possible without him. He even bought my first ticket to go to Berlin, my first trade show, when I didn't know anyone, just so I could, you know, get out there and try it.
What do you call this exactly?
And that is the cow stick. Press the cow stick forward and the cows get bigger. You pull it back
Cows get smaller.
and the cows get smaller. You're catching on, you can clearly fly.
So big thanks to you guys, also big thanks to Chris. But then after about a year and a half or so, I thought, well, I wanted to be a tech journalist. So I applied for a job at Trusted Reviews, one of the biggest tech websites in the UK. Somehow managed to get that without any formal experience. And that was an incredible 2 years. I feel like 2016 was just the height of everything. The sky was blue, Pokemon Go was out, nothing controversial was happening in politics like things are these days. It felt like a nicer, simpler time. But then eventually, with the encouragement of SuperSaf and Aaron, Mr. Who's the Boss, and Marcus from PC Centric, and a couple other guys, they encouraged me to jump ship and go full-time on YouTube, which I started. It was a terrifying few months thinking, how am I going to, you know, pay rent, make money? Is this really a life choice? My mum didn't really understand what I was doing, still doesn't really, but that's fine. And here we are. And then a couple of years after that, Pete joined the channel. He's been full-time and he's been an incredible producer and scriptwriter and editor, and he's holding the camera pretty well right now, and I couldn't do it without him as well. So you probably see him in a couple of videos. So it's myself, it's Pete, and every now and then we've got my buddy James who comes in and helps film and edit. It's a small little team, but we do our best. And that was the situation for 5 or 6 years until I moved house, came here, and you may have seen this a couple of years ago where I made this studio transformation. It's basically my converted garage. And so this was the first time that I actually had my own space. It wasn't in my dad's dining room or my dad's bedroom or my little closet attic in my old house. So that was my life story. Aren't you glad you clicked on this video and watched all that? But let's talk about the tech, because that's also changed a lot in the last 10 years. So this is the early 2015 MacBook Air, and it was the era where you could also just buy the MacBook, the 12-inch one with the horrible keyboard. But these were still incredibly popular, and I'm thinking, oh, that must be one of the first MacBook Airs. These launched in 2008, so this is like the 5th, 6th, 7th generation of them. And of course we have an Intel chip. This is long before Apple Silicon. But the first thing I noticed, look at those viewing angles. Oh, disgusting. In fact, if I do the same over here, a tiny bit of brightness drop off, but that is crazy. They've also clearly refined the hinge a little bit there. So horrible viewing angles on this, also chunky bezels, and I'm also kind of amazed how much heavier it is as well. And then we have the new MacBook Air with much thinner bezels, except for this little notch here. I've got a little pop-up here saying it's ready for Apple Intelligence. This is running the M3 chip, but we are expecting M4 very soon, perhaps by the middle of this year. I mean, in the scheme of things, they both are, you know, laptops. You can open web browsers and do office work and things. But in terms of displays, battery, performance, overall design, ports, although this one actually had more ports, including a full-size SD card reader. What happened to that? We've come quite a long way in 10 years. What you may also have been using 10 years ago, although the S6 came out not too long after this, but the Galaxy S5, which I still maintain is one of the absolute ugliest phones that was ever launched. The benefit, though, of this horrible plasticky design is that you could, of course, take the back off, switch out the battery. You can also put your SIM card in there. Also, this is a 5.1-inch screen. This is the flagship phone for Samsung in late 2014, 2015, until the S6 came out, which did get bigger. But even though, yes, we had chunkier bezels, 5.1 inches. That's what we're talking about in terms of a big smartphone. Now, this S25 Ultra, with its 6.9-inch screen, is massive. Obviously, the bezels have trimmed right down, and it's a much smarter, much more sophisticated phone, but I kind of miss these sizes that you could use one-handed, you could put in your pocket comfortably. Now, inside here, we have the Very powerful Snapdragon 801, and we've got 2 gigs of RAM, and I think this is a 16 megapixel camera on the back. Just the one camera, not the 4 that we have on the S25 Ultra.
And this is the video shot on the S25 and the S5. I couldn't quite believe it, but the Galaxy S5 can actually shoot in 4K. 10 years ago, we were shooting in 4K. Nuts. But certainly in terms of the photo quality, the video quality, and also just the features, like I can shoot 8K 30 and log on the S25 Ultra, we've come a long way in terms of camera technology.
But over the last couple of years, we're seeing very iterative updates, with the main features just being somewhat gimmicky AI features crammed in. So I kind of miss the good old days where you could swap a battery out and every phone was a little bit unique, and you could buy a LG as well as a Sony and an HTC. I think the M7 and the M8 were my favorite phones ever. But what about you? What phone were you using in 2015? Oh, I forgot how good the 3D was on this. So back in 2015, you may have been playing one of these. It's the new Nintendo 3DS, the XL. It's the refresh one, basically the best 3DS that they ever came out with. And this launched, I think, in February 2015, which feels like a long time ago. Obviously, since then, we've had the incredibly successful Nintendo Switch, and this is near the end of its life. We've actually got the sequel coming out. Currently, we know that they have Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, so we'll have a full unveiling of the console, so hopefully it won't be too much longer after that. But I think for a lot of people, the Switch has been the console of the last decade. But of course, we've also had a complete resurgence of proper PC gaming handhelds. This is right now the latest and greatest. It's the ROG Ally X, but this is also in need of a refresh. We've got AMD's new Z2 Extreme, we've got new Intel chips, so I reckon we're going to get some pretty tasty next-gen handhelds in not too long at all. So over the last 10 years, we've gone from this to this. I cannot wait to see what happens over the next 10 years. Although I think most of us agree that these Windows handhelds need a little bit of refinement, and it's mostly Microsoft to blame. That's why the Steam Deck has been so incredibly popular. And also back in 2015, we were playing, what, GTA 5 on the PS4? Now we're playing GTA 5 on the PS5 Pro. This game is literally older than the channel. GTA 5 came out in 2013, 2 years before I made my first video on this channel, which is absolutely nuts. Obviously, by the end of this year, hopefully we'll have GTA 6, but it still holds up, and I think this is, what, PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5, PS5 Pro, same game. So 10 years is a heck of an achievement, but I'm even more excited about the next 10 years. And the main question is, will we have GTA 7 by 2035? I don't think we will. Still, stick around, let's find out together. But also, if you've got any feedback, any constructive criticism, anything you'd like me to change about the channel, drop a comment below, because I want to make this as good and as useful as possible. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chap.